about some things that are going to help you with your appointments. And there's a couple different things, that one of which I just created today for another director, and there's no handout, but you could probably find a picture of it in the lookbook and just take a picture of the lookbook, or find a lookbook picture on your phone and take a screenshot of that. Because somebody was talking about one of the challenges that we do is the 24 by 24 by 24 challenge, which is you contact 4 people to sell $24 worth of products in 24 hours.
Right. Yeah.
And if you do that, just on average, that's going to give you $576 in sales. And then you're able to place orders and make money and all the things. But here was what I thought would be kind of fun because of the products that came out this month. We have an SPF 50 sunblock, right?
Right.
Yes, we do. Doggone diggity. So I'm gonna post this for you guys. Facebook's being really persnickety right now, so I'm gonna be posting it here in the chat and all that other stuff too. But it was, oh my gosh, I'm so excited because we have our new sunscreen SPF 50. I have been challenged to sell 50 products to 50 people in 50 hours.
There you go.
We have bundles. One of the bundles is a body sunscreen with the after sun replenishing gel and the beach towel for 50.
Right.
It's great for summer, Easter gifts, Mother's Day gifts. Woo!
I like it.
Now, let's just pretend that you found 50 people that spent $50 in 50 hours.
Right.
That's $2,500 in sales, my friends.
Oh, dang. That would be amazing.
It sure would. Okay, so let's pretend that you know 10 people that reply. How much is 10 people going to buy if they take you up on the challenge?
500.
That's 500.
$500. Yeah. Yeah. A basic skincare set is 60. So kind of thinking like I'm thinking here is, a lot of times it's not that we're thinking too small, but things add up quickly.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Canva template that I would be happy to share with you that I'm going to, if you want me to put your picture on it, because I'm going to steal it from Linda, because I was just on the phone with our senior sales director, Linda Keeper. Can you share that mascara template with me? Okay. And basically what it is, I can't get on Facebook to show you. But it's if they buy one of the new Great Heights mascaras,
right,
they can get an oil-free eye makeup remover for half off. And let's do that quick math. 18 is the mascara, right?
Yep.
20 is the oil-free eye makeup remover, so that's half off for 28. If you have 10 people say yes, that's $280 in sales.
Yep.
Okay. The thing that I think you could spin this whole, the weather is getting nicer again. You need to spring into the sun.
Oh.
This just came to me in the car.
Spring into summer.
Ooh, spring into summer. Oh!
There you go. I like
Carrie,
it.
You're a genius. Spring into summer. I love everything about that.
Took marketing classes. That's why.
Oh, there you go.
You're a genius. It's the truth. Okay. So that all being said, there are, and Phyllis has been around for a long time, and Terry, you've been around long enough to know that there are like 17,000 different versions of things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So one of the things, and I know we talked about this, like when we talked about closing appointments, and I have the one closing sheet that I really did love, and I used for probably about 2 years now. And it's the Waverly Wismer closing sheet that she uses when she does the back of the hand appointments. Diana Sumter has one that she uses, and I want to get to the right spot here, so stand by so I can find it for you. Is this it? Is this it? Okay, you're going to tell me what you see when you get to look at this. Okay. Do you see where it says create a roll up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What happens if I do that? Can you see the picture now?
Didn't go in anywhere.
No, it didn't do anything.
All right, hold on. We're going to stop sharing. We'll go to this. And then I'm going to go back because it just means I didn't click the right button. Because I had downloaded it once already. All right. I'm cautiously optimistic.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
better.
So this roll up has less stuff on it. Okay.
Mhm.
And it really does focus on the skincare aspect of things. And it really is all the products that we would need to be able to do a Hydra session or glass skin or skin cycling, any of the stuff. So what it is, it's basically showing your skincare set options. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You still have, the repair set counts as 4 sets. The miracle set with the eye cream counts as 3, and the micellar water, which I think is a really great set. Because I started using micellar water much more often these days, and my skin is very happy with that. Anyway, that's a Danny problem. Miracle set is 2 sets, and then your Mary Kay skincare counts as 2 sets as well because it's 60. No, it's 1 set. I lied. 1 set. And then you've got your next level skincare, which are these. These are all the products that you would be using for glass skin facials.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got 1 set, which is your mix and mask. There we go. Your charcoal mask with the moisture renewing gel mask, your microdermabrasion set, your retinol 0.5, which counts as 2 sets. And then you've got your facial peel and a booster of your choice. And that counts as 2 sets as well. Okay. So today's specials, any 8 sets is $3.99 plus the roll-up bag. 6 sets for $2.99, 4 sets for $1.99, and then 2 sets for $99. And what she had talked about in a training I was on Monday with her is that she doesn't even talk about 9, 10, 11, and 12. Those are there just because.
Mm.
But I'm going to share this with you guys so you have it and you can do it's not anything we can edit, but it's very simple.
Okay.
It's very clean, and I like that.
Yeah.
Then there's the second page that she's got, which I think is really great, and you can choose to print this or not. The first one, it's like the closing sheet. Tell me a little bit about you. It's just their name, phone number, email. If money were no object, which sets would you treat yourself to today? You could take that out. We could erase that or whatever, or we could reword it. What products are you excited to try at your next beauty experience? So it's already assuming the follow-up booking. And then, you would like your next beauty experience to be, and it gives you 4 choices there. But you could give them different ones or more or whatever. It's just, in person with friends, Facebook party with friends, virtual with friends, by myself. And then at that point, you could do a follow-up on, okay, so what would you like to do at that appointment? You want to do foundation? You want to do glamour? What do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's got over here the fun, freedom, and flexibility. It's just talking about when they have their mask on. This is something that I think is so underutilized when we're having our appointments, is being able to talk about dreaming, you guys, because so many of us are not dreaming. So many of us are just doing what we need to do to get the job done, to get by, right? And what we want to be able to do is dream. You know, like if Phyllis, let's pretend that you've got a dream that you want to get, that you want to live in your very own townhouse, let's just say.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So that's a dream. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So what would that look like? It's just kind of bringing it to you. You know, like when you're talking to women, Diana talks about it as, you know, like she's doing surveys all the time. You know, I want to know what makes women tick. And, you know, tell me about you. And when when they've got their mask on, they're a captive audience for 20 minutes there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Right.
you can kind of chit chat with each other. You know, one of the things, and I don't know, I think you both have seen me do this over the years, because Terry was a great customer for a long time, and she's also been on my team before as well. But like one of the things, like when we're having appointments, is if there's a hostess there, one of the things I'll be like is, okay, well, tell me why you think Phyllis is so awesome, Terry. And then everybody goes around the table and talks about how awesome the hostess is.
Mhm.
Right.
That kind of breaks into a little bit of, you know, I think it's just wonderful to hear people say nice things about you, you know, but these are really great questions that I want you to kind of take note of. The first one is, you know, tell me about yourself.
Mm.
Because how they answer is going to determine a lot about what makes them tick. You know, like if I know what my first answer always is when somebody asks me about myself. I tell them, I'm like, well, you know, I'm a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I'm married to my husband for 28 years almost, and I've got 2 adult children that are in college, blah, blah, blah. Some people invert that and they come up with their, you know, you know, I have 2 kids, or I have 6 kids, or, you know, I'm recently divorced, or, you know, whatever their story is, you know, just tell me a little bit about yourself. Like I didn't talk about, you know, I like drinking bottles of wine. I didn't like, you know, it's like, you know, those kinds of things that necessarily don't get shared, right? But some people might. But here's a good one. What brings you joy?
Mm.
So I'm going to ask you guys that. Terry, Phyllis, what brings you joy?
Brings me joy.
That's a hard one.
Happy, joy.
I would say peace of mind.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
When there's
thing, but
peace, you're feeling joyful. Yeah.
Yes.
Phyllis, what about you, hon?
There's a lot of things I could say.
Uh-huh.
What brings me joy is seeing a woman when she tries our products, is seeing her totally change.
Yeah.
Like the smile on her face, she looks in the mirror and she's like, wow.
Yeah. When you watch her,
and that makes me feel good.
Yes. I love
Yeah.
that. That's good. And like for me, okay, a lot of things bring me joy. Laughter brings me joy.
Yes.
I just can't stand it. I have a story time moment for Danny. It's a segue. I was at my old stomping grounds this morning working a band.
Okay.
And it was hilarious because my choir director across the hall, he and I taught together for a couple of years, and I've known him for like almost the whole time I lived in Vegas. And he has a foot injury, and so he was in there to teach madrigals, and he was going to scurry away and go home for a while. And so he's like in flip flops, you know, with socks, not feeling great because his foot hurts. And so I'm working this band, and all of a sudden I hear this thump, thump, thump on the cymbals. And I look up because I'm like, you know, looking in the score, and I'm looking, and we're working, and I'm like in it because I'm really tired, but I'm like finding the focus because it's early. And I look up and it's him hitting the cymbal, right? And before I could even kick a sensor in, I said, you knock that off or I'm going to step on your other foot.
Oh.
And everybody started laughing. He was like doubled over, like he started crying. He was laughing so hard. That's Josh, funny. The band director, who's the sweetest guy, everybody was laughing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this was just the best. I needed this belly laugh today.
Right.
It was so funny. So I think for me, like laughter. because
sure.
it's just, we need more of it. We don't have enough of it right now. So
Oh, amen.
we gotta
Amen to
manufacture
that.
some laughter, friends. So
Uh-huh.
that's something that we can talk about. And it's so important, I think, at these appointments, just to do our darndest to keep it apolitical. It's just so important.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, I want to tell everybody, it's a safe space. It's like your Thanksgiving table. We're not going to talk religion right now. We're not going to talk politics.
Nope.
Right?
You know, we're just gonna do this. You know.
The,
So I mean, I don't know. I figure we'll wing it as it goes and see how it all shakes out here. But I just love being able to be their escape for a little while. You know.
mm-hmm.
Here's a good question. When was the last time you felt the most successful? It could be recent. It could be a long time ago. And we're not even talking about Mary Kay. Like when was a time, not the most recent time, but when was a time that you can look back and go, yeah. When was that?
Pre-COVID.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, Terry. Phyllis, what about you, same? Maybe in COVID.
Yeah. During COVID. Yeah. In COVID. Yeah.
There's some people. I mean, I personally had my best 2 years in Mary Kay during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weirdest thing. Our unit had the best 2 years that we ever had during COVID. Terry's a photographer, by trade, and she was really cranking on her business pre-COVID. And then people didn't want to, get their pictures taken. How rude.
And it ended up closing the business.
And then had to close the business. And then she's in the branding her business and getting it back out there. I feel like for me, my most successful feelings, this is kind of tricky because like when I felt my most successful in my former career, also coincided with a very stressful time in my career because it was when Mary Kay was going and starting to take off. In my Mary Kay business, I feel like the most successful, there's a couple different times, but one of them was, finishing the Destination Red Cruise. That was a big deal. And anytime that we finish a goal as a unit, where it is clear that one person can't just do it. Like
Right.
quarter sales is awesome because it shows that I've got great customers, blah, 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 right. And it shows that I work and it shows that I sell the product. But I can't earn a car by myself. It takes a team.
Right.
We can't become a unit club of 300,000 in retail sales without more than me doing that work. Right. And so when we reach goals like our best year ever, or our best year in the last 5, or, oh my gosh, we were up 33%, those kinds of wins that I can look at, that's when I feel like, okay, it really is cool to do what we do, or what I do. I want you to fast forward 5 years from now, when you have plenty of time and plenty of money. What does your dream life look like? And there's no wrong answer to this question, and everybody's answer is going to be different. For me, where there's plenty of time and plenty of money, my dream life looks like having the ability to travel whenever.
Yeah.
To see family, to do things, be able to know that we are debt free, because we pretty much are debt free, but debt free, that's a really great feeling, because then it brings about the peace and the joy, and it all for me.
Right. Yeah.
But what about you guys?
Definitely the traveling part.
Mm-hmm.
Being debt free, being able to do what I want when I want. Go visit my sister in Texas, kind of hang out with
Yeah.
her because she doesn't like to travel anymore.
Right.
So, yeah, just being able to do what I want when I want, and yeah, and no matter where I go, I can do Mary Kay. It's like,
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. Terry, what about you, hon?
Mine would be having a photography studio.
Yes. Having it just up and running and self-sufficient, and you just living your best life, taking those pictures of beautiful babies and the grad sessions and all that stuff.
Yep.
And just, you know, living your life in imagination. You know, it's not about, you know, living in la la land. It's being able to do what needs to be done so that you're able to have what you want to have and be able to do for others. And that's another thing too. I want to be able to give to other people that need help and do things. So, you know, sometimes we can be stuck and then because we're stuck, we're sticky and we can't get out of that feeling. And, you know, a lot of times I think of it as, you know, when we're brand new in Mary Kay, we have to do stuff when we're, this sounds silly, but we're too dumb to doubt. We don't know why she's asking me to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. She doesn't, you know, and all of a sudden you're successful with it. And you're like, oh my gosh, look at that. Like I remember one time when Donna was brand new, she was, you know, $1,000 week. And it was like this crazy thing. And we were all excited. And somebody was like, how did you do it? And she goes, well, I did what Danny told me to do. And I was like, oh, touchdown. Because it's just, you know, here's something to really think about. We are dream weavers. We're not taskmasters. What we do in Mary Kay is we're going to just really just appeal to people to go, gosh, I want what she's having. You know, because if it looks like we're not having fun, no one's going to want to do it. If it doesn't like it, if we don't enjoy it, that's also not fun, right? And it's a vibration thing. Tammy Craig talks about your vibrations, the frequency of your vibrations that you give out to people. And if your vibration is like one of panic and desperation, are you attracting or are you repelling?
Repelling.
Right. So who's going to want to, you know, book with you? You know, if your mindset is nobody wants to book, well, then you're right. Yeah. But if you can change your frequency of your vibration to, oh my gosh, this is going to be so great. I'm booking, or I've got this great promotion, or I've got this, that, or the other thing. There's so many awesome things out there. And this is, depending on what your faith level is, one of the things that Diana says is the more you pray, the more you can dream.
Oh, I like that.
And it, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's David being terrible.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just watching your little face get all red. I'm like, he's doing something silly. But I want you to choose to live in your imagination. Okay. So that's one of the big things. Now I want to see if I can, now I can put my glasses on so I can see. Because I like being able to talk to you because I can see you that way. But I also want to get out of that. The other spot on that form that we were sharing. Let me go back over and share that screen again. It's for fabulous friends. Because wouldn't you like to not have to make phone calls anymore?
Right.
Yeah.
And be able to book from your bookings?
Yes.
And this is nominating women for an ultimate pampering session. And you can I love this. Who do you know that deserves to be honored as a legacy changer, everyday hero, or portfolio model? I love the wording on that. So that I'm going to make sure you guys have access to. It will be super fun. And now I'm going to go in and show you something else. Aren't you excited?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if my Facebook's going to load, because Facebook was being twitchy earlier today.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah, it was doing the, no, I'm not letting you log in. Oh, I'm in. Okay. And I just posted this right before we started things tonight. And it was because I wanted to make sure that I could find it later. And then I couldn't get back in.
At least you're honest.
There it is. I was like, what? Okay. It's like first world problems, right? Okay, Facebook. Let's see what you got. All right. These are 12 ideas to maximize February results and lay the foundation for your March success. So I'm going to blow this up a little bit because I want you guys to be able to read. Okay. And let me know if you don't see it. So review your messages. You know, who have you chatted with but didn't finalize an order? Who was interested in a makeover that needs to reschedule or book? Follow up today. There's fortune in the follow up. Mary Kay always said there's fortune in the follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, who can you book for a makeover to finish your face goal for the month or your quarter? Because we've got the quarter ending in May, March 15th. Some of my best appointments are booked within 24 to 48 hours. And there's this Facebook Messenger party template that we're going to talk about here in a minute too. But number 3, who said they couldn't get together in February for a makeover, but could in March? Start filling up your date book for March and set the goal to have 10 bookings by the 5th. Number 4, who have you connected with this month who hasn't done a sharing interview or a dream session, whatever we want to call them? Strengthen your team building goal and commissions by following up with them. I love that we've got February birthdays to still talk about. I'm going to back up here, and I guess I have to. Why won't you let me scroll? Oh, harsh. Okay. Follow up with their February birthdays to secure their order. If you offer them a gift or a discount for their birthday or their birthday makeover, you want to try to get that taken care of. Skincare customers, look to see who has not restocked their set in the past 3 months and reach out to them for their reorder. Focus on your audience, reaching out to customers who've purchased featured products before and let them know they can enjoy 50% off with a qualifying order this month. You would determine what that would be, or connect with those who haven't experienced these favorites yet. Like in the beginning, to get the deep wrinkle filler started in people's hands, I offered the pay full price now. Your second one's going to be half off. Mm-hmm. That's an option. Take a moment to review your orders and see who might have missed out on their special deals, where if they spent $50, they can get a half price item off the specials sheet. There is the new March specials deals, which I've got to post tonight so you guys have it. But the Mascara-thon, this is what I want to show you. And did it just kick me out, or is we still sharing?
It's still sharing.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. I'm going to get in here and pull this up then, because Linda shared the template I need. And I will gladly put your little faces on it if it'll help you. I don't have any action poses of me, though. Come on. There it is. All right. Now we're going to change screens. Is it starting to load Canva for you? There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
There it
is. There it is. Okay. So that's Linda in the corner there. We're going to blow it up here once it finishes loading. Yay. Here it is. It's so cute. Okay. I want to make it bigger.
There should be like a little bar.
Okay. I love our new Great Heights. Order your eye makeover and great other item in the catalog for 50% off. And look at that picture of Linda in her little boots.
Oh, cute.
And literally, people were sending their own pictures because she put other people's pictures in, and they sent it to their customers. And Lisa Montgomery Icona in one day sold $500.
Dang.
Nice.
But she said everybody in her customer group. So that's pretty exciting there. And then I got sidetracked on my list of 12 or whatever. Follow up with your PCP customers to make sure they got their lookbook.
Right. Yeah.
And I love this one quote that's on here. This is all from Monica Gubeau, who's one of our top directors in Mary Kay. Henry Ford said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." So those opportunities that are listed there, those 12 that are on the Facebook page, that's going to be stuff that you can go ahead and kind of just start to run with in these last 2 and some change days of February, because Saturday starts March. And there's still time for you to really get a jump on things. The beach towels will probably sell out. I like the idea of spring into summer.
Mm-hmm.
I can make a little flyer of that real quick tonight, because I think that could be really, really fun. But what the glass skin, I'm coming back around of the glass skin facials. Basically, it's talking about how much doing the exfoliating, doing hydration, and retinol. That's the pieces that are rotating through, just like what we had when we were doing hydro sessions and all that other good stuff. So I'm going to pull up here the skin cycling so you can see it, because it really is. Oh, page not found. That's not true. Get back there. All right, let me get you set up here. And I'm going to fit it to the page, and then I'm going to share the page. Whoop, whoop. But then I'm going to have you guys totally Q&A me on anything that you've got questions about. All right.
All the skin cycling, yeah.
So here's your skin cycling. It's the deliberate and strategic approach to skincare that involves cycling through your evening skincare routine to drive results with minimal irritation. And these Mary Kay products are the ones that they're talking about. So the first level would be exfoliation. So you would either do your chemical or your physical exfoliant, not both. Okay. In the same night, you could rotate it and however you want to do it. So that would be night 1. Night 2 is retinol, so your clinical solutions. Night 3 is your hydration, so that's going to be your moisture renewing gel mask. And then your restore would be your serum C+E or any other ceramide hydrators, anything to give you extra hydration there. Okay. And then you would repeat. And that's basically, so it's really 4 steps. But what they also have, and I can't see if it actually breaks it down. I'm going to see if it'll load now. It's not going to let me load it. I think somebody's revising that page. I think it's the problem. The rudeness. But it goes over specifically like which products. Let's see. Let's see if it'll let me get in there. It's not going to let me do it. How rude. Okay. But I love the fact that we can get in there and that skin cycling page, I'll send that as well, because that essentially is what we're doing to make our skin have that glass skin look. Mm-hmm. Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those products, it's just taking it up a notch. It's doing some extra things. We would forego charcoal mask in this situation. Charcoal mask can be a morning event, and like, I think when we're doing these types of events, the facial peel is great because it's chemical and it tingles and it has to stay on your face for a few minutes. So that's another opportunity to ask them about themselves, all those kinds of cool questions. And you can use that with Repair or with Miracle Set. And the retinol, it forces them to not be using it every day because people are over processing their face in their quest for smooth. They use it too often. And so, I mean, there were some people that were using it 7 days a week, and that's not good for your skin. If you're doing it this way and cycling it through, you're at the most doing it twice a week. And I think for the most of us, twice a week's fine.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But what do I know? But next week, when we're setting things up, it's skincare 5 and 5. Or sorry, 5 and 25. And so what I want to do is really, really try to get some people to hop on Zoom.
Yeah.
Here on Meetin. What's been really hilarious is Trish and I have just been washing our faces on Monday nights at 8:00, and it's been fun because we've just been practicing because we're getting back on the horse, because during COVID we did it all the time, and so we're like, you know what, we're just going to broadcast into YouTube, because StreamYard is set up in a way, like back in the day I could broadcast into 75,000 groups, which I still can, but they like tripled the price, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh.
So I'm like, we're just gonna go into YouTube Live and people can comment. And the biggest part is I just have to make sure I've got my permissions in the right spot between public and unlisted and stuff like that, so you guys can comment. But if you guys want to wash your face with us on screen and talk with us, there's a separate link I can send you guys for that. Which is super fun because we just wash our face. It's done. And we use whatever we've got there, because like Trish uses almost all Repair and I use almost all the Miracle Set, but then we talk about other products as we go. And we're not even talking about price points really, other than like how much a product is. We're not offering specials. We're just washing our face. And so for 5 and 25, we're going to be talking about Miracle Set. And we'll probably go ahead and do that today's specials that's there on Diana stuff, because it does talk about charcoal. It does talk about all of the other pockets and whatnot, but we're just going to do Miracle Set. It'll be fun. And if anybody can get on and we can get them samples ahead of time, then they can play with us on here live as well, which will be super fun. And we are wanting you to save the date. You ready? There's 2 things. The first one is March 28th and 29th. We are doing a virtual career conference up at the home of the lovely Donna Haddock. Because Trish and I are gonna co-host with you guys, and everybody can come. And it's gonna be a Friday night stuff. You don't have to come to both if you can't. If you have to pick one or the other, that's cool. But it's going to be a 24-hour event. Let's just call it that. So it'll be a Friday night and then a Saturday up until a little bit after lunchtime. And it's going to be, watching the replays that they did the week before, because there is a virtual career conference that's available to us. But it's broadcasting from the Texas live feed, which means when they're starting at 8:30 in the morning, it's 6:30 in the morning for us. And I know that for lots of us. And even though I did that for leadership the year I didn't go, I was on at 5:00 in the morning to watch, but no one could see my face. It's fine. But we're going to get together to do this, and we're going to have, we'll have some fun stuff, and it's going to be really good, because we were like, this will be great, because there's the live feed is, it'll be live for a while. Like, they just have to format it so they can post it for us to access. And so Trish and I decided, instead of waiting like a day or two, we're just going to bump it a whole week, because the two career conferences are the 2 previous weeks. And so the 28th, 29th, we would have access to it all, so we could do it. Donna's house is closer for a lot of people, because it's like, I know just in proximity, a lot of people can just zip up the 215 on that side of town to get up there. It's closer for Trish than coming down to me. Actually, I think it's a little bit closer for her. And the bulk of our unit, when I look at zip codes, is in that either Summerlin, North Las Vegas, Southwest part of town. rather than Henderson. I've got less Henderson people than we used to. So that's what we're going to do. So save the date. It's going to be awesome. And then the other one is International Women's Day is March 8th, and it's a Saturday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I want to be able to do something that day, even if it's just like a face race at the house, or I don't really know, because I was trying to brainstorm and I couldn't. My brain was foggy because menopause fog is real, and I was trying to envision what we could do to encourage people to come for makeovers, and maybe it is that we want to do 50 faces that day, or whatever it is. We can come up with a goal, and
Okay.
just which is part of our International Women's Day face race. You'll have a gift for coming, and you'll feel beautiful on your way out the door.
Right.
Because we could have a color station and kind of almost like we did for the International Women's Day, just a little bit smaller last year. Is we have a skincare station, we have a color station, we have a foundation station, and then just have those 3 stations.
Yeah.
People just come on through and make them pretty and shoot them out the door,
Yeah.
and then we use I've got the giant human Post-its, and we can put them up and just tally their, write their names down, and they can sign it, and then they've got their faces.
Right. Okay.
But that's what I want to do. And I think what we're going to do is leave it in like blocks of time, like probably have 3 times on that day, so that people can come, and we're just going to have a ball. That's what I think.
I like it.
Okay. So start, thinking through how we can do that. Who can we invite? Who can we kidnap? Who can
People with skin.
Who can we bring with us to play and be part of our makeovers? Because I'll have a combination of like there's a St. Patrick's Day type of makeover colors, and then we'll have mocha mousse. But then we're also going to be able to talk about their follow-up appointments, because people are going to be able to schedule follow-ups, because we're going to talk about the other stuff we offer.
Right.
So that way people will be able to do that. Okay. I just came up with that. Aren't we smart?
Yes.
Okay. So in our final few minutes together today, what can I do to help you guys? What challenges, what stumbling blocks, what can I do?
Would you just help me with one, doing the sunscreen bundle with the towel for 50 people in 50 hours? Because after we get done here, I'm going to get on my Facebook group and do my video and show the towel and the sunscreen and do all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm really shooting for star, and I'm a little over 1,000 away right now.
Oh, you can put a huge dent in that in these 2 days.
I know. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to start inviting people now for March 8th, because everyone's schedules is just crazy, or they keep changing, or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to start inviting people now.
I'm thinking we're going to go 10, 1, and 4.
10, 1, and 4. Okay.
Yeah. I think 10, 1, and 4 is good.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
This way I can throw that out there now. And
I mean, we could tighten it up, but I worry about if we have a lot of people, we won't necessarily get through all the stations,
Right.
But yeah.
Okay.
Really good though. Terry, what about you? What can I do to help you, friend?
I don't know right now. I'm kind of in a rut. So, which is why I've kind of not been in it.
But do you know how awesome it is that I got to see your beautiful face today? That's the first step to coming out of a rut.
That's
Mary Kay always said you could start a diet in the middle of a bag of chips.
I mean, I could totally deal with that one.
I could too. So like when I think of those things, like when we're in a rut, she used to also talk about there's only 3 reasons you can miss a meeting. and they were the 3 Ds.
Yeah.
It was death, divorce, and dilation. and when she said divorce, it was like, because you actually are at the courthouse signing the papers. Like, if you're in the middle of a divorce, suck it up and get to your meeting. You're going to feel better, because getting a divorce sucks, because she had to do that a couple times. So she knows. And actually just, just once, just the first husband. Yeah. And then dilation is like you are in labor. So clearly you can't come. And death is you're dead. And the other thing she used to say was, if you miss 1 meeting, okay, cool. 2 meetings.
Yeah.
3 meetings, you're dead. Basically, It's like, where'd they go? And, sometimes even if all you're getting to do is plug in to once a week, our time together, sometimes that's all you need. And maybe it's all you have time for, but hopefully you get enough of a zap of pink where you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to do this. And then it's just a question of, what's the big toe going to do moving forward, stepping forward? Is it going to like creep over there? It's like, what are we going to do with that? So maybe think of it as, like, who can come with you to the beauty bar on the 8th?
Yeah.
I always think of, like, what are ways that you want to work your business. This is a Phyllis thought too. It's for both of you and anybody who's watching on the replay. But it's like, there's some people that maybe the way their schedule is, doing things in person at all is not going to work for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got to do the bulk of what they do virtually somehow. And that's why these Facebook instant messenger parties are becoming, it's faster, because you bring on like 15 to 20 people in Messenger. They're all in that group together.
Yeah.
And then you're putting the posts in. And then, you're putting all the posts in, you're sitting there, and you can get a party done in 15 minutes with 15 to 20 people on there. Right. And all of a sudden, if 15 to 20 people are in there, you could be selling somewhere between $1,500 to $2,000. And even if it's only 5 people in there, that's $500 for 15 minutes of work.
Yeah.
So there's that. Then there's the ones that you're just doing the appointments online, and they've got their samples. That might work too. Then there's the virtual or the hybrid, where you've got some people in person and some people online. And those can be kind of fun, but I find that when I do those, I'm usually not paying as much attention to the people in the room as I do the people I'm on the screen with.
Right.
But I also find that when we do the in-person stuff, I love connecting with the people. Because for me, that's part of the juice. That's getting the language and the laughter and the body, just their body language. You can kind of read better than you can on a screen. So everybody's got their jam on what works for them. I mean, there's $1 million directors out there whose units are 100% virtual. Diana Sumter is a huge advocate for, it needs to be a little bit of everything, because we can't just be one cookie cutter kind of thing. And nobody is the same kind of person. So when we're throwing ideas out, I don't want it to be like, okay, I was just trying this. Now I'm going to go over here and do this. And now I'm going to go here and do this. Rebecca Evans always taught me that I should be doing something, and we should be doing something for 90 days, a quarter's worth of time, to see if it works. So like, if I've got a closing sheet that I like, 90 days, and then I can change it if I want. But the idea is, don't assume it's not working if you've tried and it's failed like a couple times. Right. You got to keep at it.
Yeah.
So, Facebook parties, I've done them, like the ones in the Facebook groups. I feel like we don't get a lot of traffic in there because we get overly notified and overly stimulated.
Yeah.
I have all my notifications off. So like if I've got a friend of mine that she invited me to a Norwex party, and I went, just tell me when the deadline is to order, and I'm going to order. Fear not, I'll order, but I'm not going to sit there and do all of the game playing because I don't have, my brain just can't do it. So if my brain can't do it, it's hard to kind of set that up over here. But when, I mean, it moves by so quickly. Like with these instant messenger parties, it's like if I call you, Terry, and say, hey, can you get 15 people in a Facebook group to jump on tomorrow night at 8:30?
Right.
I mean, it's not, let's schedule it for 2 weeks from now. It's 8:30. And they're tomorrow, and they're going to watch it, or whenever you're going to do it, and then they're in the group, and it's not 8 million posts. It's very clean, and they can comment and they can ask questions, and you get the message, so you know that they've, it's one place to look up all those people. So I don't know. I'm going to get that info to you guys too, if you want to mess around with that, because I think for some of us that are time pressed, something like that could become very lucrative for you and without a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And then it's, if you've got one person who can invite people that they know, now all of a sudden you've got customers.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep wanting to choke here. And I don't mean that.
Don't do that.
It's okay. So any questions for me?
Yeah.
My encouragement to you as we sign off here tonight then is in our last 2 days here, we've got tomorrow and we've got Friday and a little bit of tonight left too, that you can really, you can totally shift anything that's been happening or not happening in just taking a big breath and going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And it's okay to even, throw your director under the bus and say, I've just been challenged by my director. I can't believe this. But I'm going to text you guys my text so you guys have it. And we'll be ready to rock. Cool?
Cool.
All right, my friends. I hope that you learned a lot.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay, good. I think you guys are rock stars. I really do. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one. Thank you, Dave.